how do you keep those voters but reach back out to some of the voters that he turned away from the Republican Party to win? And I think it's going to be very, very close.
You brought up the popular vote. I actually have a question. Polymarket is marketing betting for who's going to win, a forecast of who's going to win the election. They have right now Donald Trump as we're speaking, October 11th at 2:11 p.m. Donald Trump at 53.6% to win the election. Kamala Harris at 45.6% to win the election. Kamala Harris to win the popular vote, I think, is 77% right now on there.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows you the discrepancy between the two. How much should we trust the markets, and what is their role to play in this, and with the polls?
I think the markets are a good indicator in some ways, depending on the market, right? So polyvote, we know, like, had a big spike for Trump, and people kind of say, well, Elon Musk, said something about, poly markets, and therefore, it shot up. Okay. But the markets are kind of indicative of odds. If you look at the markets, they're fairly close to what some of the models, the election forecasting models that data journals are bringing out there, whether it's Nate Silver, 538.com, election decision desk HQ, like The Economist, they're all kind of, it's right around a 50-50. Like one might say Trump has a 47% chance he'll win 53. Like you're splitting hairs at that point, given the uncertainty in the models. So I think that they're reasonable. I think it's one bit of information that might be okay. If you're looking for something that's not poll driven, that might be a little bit more on trends or vibes, and more people might be willing to put their money, okay. But know that it can be manipulated.
Right.
The same way that election forecasts can be manipulated based on your assumptions and what kind of data you want to prioritize.
Yeah, your bias. Yeah.
Then sometimes it's just tough decisions.
Right.
But they all have strengths. They all have weaknesses.
Yeah.
I think you just want to make sure you're aware of those before putting your weight into them.
Right.